Le Nissan Kick-Split 2025 a beaucoup de plus. Apple CarPlay intégré pour jouer vos tunes préférées, des fonctions avancées de sécurité, un rendement énergétique remarquable, puis même la petite odeur de char neuf qu'on aime tant. Tout ça en plus pour moins. Le Nissan Kicks Split 2025 est le véhicule neuf le plus abordable au Québec. Achetez-le à partir de seulement 22 774 $, incluant un rabais à l'achat comptant de 2 600 $. Profitez de cette offre avantageuse chez votre concessionnaire dès maintenant. Jusqu'au 2 mars, des conditions s'appliquent. Détails chez Nissan.
All right, welcome back to the Elias Macko Show. Now, I just saw a story about how parents in Ontario have been raising alarms about Snapchat's role in enabling drug dealers to target their kids. And ladies and gentlemen, as I teased this before, I got a text message from a listener. Listener writes me, this isn't new. This isn't news. This is what Snapchat is used for. As a teen and young adult, we used it for drugs and hookups and cheating. I'm in my 30s now, writes a listener. So apparently this has been going on for a long time. That makes this story all the more worrisome because what is being argued by experts and parents is that Snapchat knows this, right? In fact, they make these features, disappearing messages, private folders. It actually, by design, can create this environment for teens, leaves them vulnerable to drug sales, makes it difficult for parents to monitor their children's activity. So let's find out a little bit more about this. Matthew Bergman joins me, founding attorney of the Social Media Victims Law Center, and represents families suing Snapchat over drug sales to teens. Matthew, welcome back to the program. It's been a while.
Thank you. It's very good to be back.
So let's talk about this. Let's talk about Snapchat. What do you and the parents allege is going on here? What should we know about how Snapchat is being used?
Well, Snapchat is a open air drug market. We represent 130 families who have lost kids to fentanyl poisoning, and in 127. Snapchat is the vehicle through which these kids purchase contaminated drugs.
Wow.
The specific design features of Snapchat create a veritable open-air drug market that enables dealers to ply their deadly trade.
Can I ask you what makes it different from, there's other Instagram, TikTok, you name it, Facebook. What makes Snapchat so perfect for drug dealing?
A number of specific design features, most importantly, the disappearing message function that destroys the message not only on the front end, but the back end. So it enables drug dealers to essentially scale their deadly trade while in most instances destroying the evidence of their crime. And so it's very, very easy for them to promote their drug sales to large groups of people with the assurance that law enforcement is not going to be able to catch them. In additionally, the geolocating feature literally allows them to sell their drugs like DoorDash, and also assure the drug dealers that the people they're interacting with are not law enforcement. And finally, the ability to connect with people, the message format facilitates identifying potential victims for drug deals.
Now, Snapchat messages, they're not encrypted, right? Snapchat messages aren't encrypted. Do you know if they're encrypted or not?
They are not.
They're not. So if they're not encrypted, then Snapchat, the company, would have to know this is going on, right? Do you allege that Snapchat knows everything that's going on? They've seen these messages. Just how complicit is the company?
Well, I think the company is very complicit. They have known since at least 2017 that their platform facilitates sales of fentanyl-contaminated drugs. They have met with families, including the families in my lawsuit, and they mouth platitudes about doing something about it, but they don't change their basic design features to do things. And in most instances, they're very dilatory in responding to inquiries by law enforcement as well.
Could they make changes? Because, the disappearing messages, I've heard tons of people tell me, well, and they don't use it for drugs. They use it for other things. They're like, well, that's why I like Snapchat, because it's ephemeral in certain regards. But could Snapchat make changes that keep the core functionality of what makes maybe the positive things of Snapchat continue to be positive, but could target the drug dealing?
We believe the answer is yes. That people like the ephemerality, but you don't have to destroy the evidence on the back end as well. And Snapchat is used not only for drug deals, but for child sex abuse and things like that, because criminals know that the evidence of their crime is going to be destroyed. But you could preserve the evidence on the back end, like every other social media platform does, and still provide people with the essence of the Snapchat experience.
Well, what's in it for Snapchat here? Why not? What's in it for them to not take this seriously? How do they benefit?
Well, they benefit because they know that it's a very competitive market, and if they make some changes, they're going to lose potentially some advertising revenue. Remember that when you're on social media, you're not the customer. You're the product. They sell your engagement to advertisers. So anything that they do that potentially reduces the amount of time that you spend on screen could affect their bottom line. And they've made a decision to put their profits over the safety of kids, and they're resolute about maintaining that decision.
We're with Matthew Bergman. He's founding attorney of the Social Media Victims Law Center. Right now, they're representing families suing Snapchat over drug sales to teens. Matthew, how can parents protect their children here? What's your advice to any parent who's listening to this right now and they know their child is on Snapchat?
Well, I think it's difficult. Parents need to have open relationships with their kids and be able to have difficult conversations about drugs, about sex, about things that parents don't generally want to talk to their kids about. But it's very important that parents understand that the activities their kids are engaging with online are potentially fatal. And look, we don't condone the sale of drugs online. We don't condone kids getting OxyContin or Percocet online. That's a bad decision. Teenagers make a lot of bad decisions, but I think parents need to be able to communicate to their kids that while they don't condone the use of prescription drugs, kids have to understand that what is obtainable on Snapchat is in many cases fatal. It's a difficult conversation for parents and kids to have, but it's an essential conversation in order to keep our kids alive.
There are technologies that the various social media companies use to protect against child pornography, where they scan, right? They can scan photos, they can do that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Should there be a technology being used here in a similar vein? Scanning of photos, images, specific messages in order to crack down on this?
Well, I believe so. If you look at what is offered, it's a menu of drug deals that Snapchat technology allows to occur. These drug dealers send they use Snapchat's technology to create these menus. It would be relatively easy utilizing AI technology to significantly crack down and eliminate this kind of content from the platform. They just don't do it.
What do you say to someone who says, listen, we know it's on Snapchat, we know it's happening. That's a good thing, actually. If we shut this down from Snapchat, it will go into darker and darker corners that are even harder to trace. What do you say to that?
Well, I just don't agree with that because Snapchat, the specific functionalities of Snapchat enable drug dealers to market at scale. And if it's shut down, it will make it much more difficult for drug dealers to ply their deadly trade. Okay. We know that it's not going to keep teenagers from making bad decisions. It's not going to convince drug dealers to get a real job. But it will make it much more difficult to effectuate these deadly transactions.
Do you think it's going to take the lawsuit that you're leading right now? It's going to take this lawsuit. Will it take a legal judgment before Snapchat does the right thing here?
Well, I hope not, but I fear yes.
Matthew, we'll leave it there. I want to thank you so much for shedding light on this one. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you. It's always good to talk to you.
Matthew Bergman is founding attorney of the Social Media Victims Law Center, representing families suing Snapchat over drug sales to teens.